Hello and welcome, everybody. This is our podcast, Welcome to Livingston, where we talk all about Livingston County. My name is Don Putkela.
And I'm Angela Putkela, and we're with the Putkela Group, Real Estate Professionals.
And we are just really excited to have you guys here today. We have a great podcast today. We are going to be talking to Kelly Lyczkowski, and we're going to be talking to her about Witches' Night Out in downtown Howell. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
This is interesting because it seems like this is an event we hear about every year, and you're kind of like the unofficial point person because really Dragonfly Emporium, that's your home, right?
That's my home. That's my love. But yeah, I kind of am fielding questions on a regular basis on what is Witches' Night, when is it, what do we have to do to participate?
You totally have my whole list.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. I've got as many answers as possible. We'll go from there.
So why don't we start out a little bit? What is Witches' Night Out then?
Witches' Night Out, it's been going on, I think this is our 14th year of having Witches' Night. And it's a ladies' night, but with more amazing costumes and such a communal vibe of women. Everybody is so excited to get going on it. And we have a Facebook post, and the biggest thing I see on the Facebook post is other people tagging their friends and getting that energy going and saying, are you in? Are you in? And they tag all these friends in it. And then you have this big thing of, what costumes are we going to wear? Let's plan this out. Where are we going to eat? And they're just navigating everything. And I get to kind of be on the forefront of seeing how their groups get together.
Right.
And businesses and restaurants, they just kind of bring out their best show.
Awesome. There's so many great restaurants down there.
Oh, yeah.
We just love it.
And, there's, the coffee houses do fantastic drinks. They'll do witches brews and, pumpkin spice this and I've seen even, diamonds and cellos and two fogs. Everybody participates in some level.
Yeah.
Yes. I've seen drinks that had that frothy smoke look to them, which always gets everybody excited because you can have a drink or you can have a frothy, smoky drink.
Right.
Which one are you going to pick?
There's something special,
well, yes.
once a year.
Because you're not going to see it again. You're not going to see it again. So we love that part.
And the weather's warmer because it's not where you get so close to Halloween and it's cold and it's all that.
And a lot of people do ask why it's not in October. And October is just, people are running around crazy. There's so much going on. Parties at the schools and, even parties at their houses and different events. So having it, at the last Thursday in September really is nice. So far, the weather has always, I feel like I should knock on wood, has always participated. And people, because you can come out without coats on and you can see these incredible costumes. I've seen some amazing costumes. It's almost like a fashion show for witches.
Oh my gosh, how neat. And our daughter was saying that she wants to be a witch this year.
She might want, maybe you guys
get started early, right?
You gotta look around at all the different crazy outfits and things like that.
Get some ideas.
Right. Well, it's a great launch for that Halloween season too, to get people in the spirit, keep people down there. And I know there's always so much going on in downtown Howell, but to have this huge event that, it's more than just shopping, more than just going out, that people are like really getting excited for it.
Oh, 100%. And it's an event put on by the retail businesses. So you have all these really great business owners that are bringing their interpretation and what they want. And each person comes up with their own concept of what am I going to do different this year that I didn't do last year, and what worked last year but didn't work, and how can we fix it? We start in January with yes.
Like constantly improving. I mean, that really...
Well, because we always do, a lot of people do coupons and giveaways, and we do gifts with purchase. And I always feel like every year I have to level up a little bit. Like once you have something that people really enjoy, well, now I got to beat it. I've got to take it up a notch. And so scouring for, it's hundreds too. So it's not like, you need 50 gifts with purchase. Anywhere from 300 to 400 gifts are given out. So that's a lot, and you don't want them to be disappointed.
Right.
That would be heart-wrenching for me to have them go, oh.
Exactly. Now, is that with any purchase or
Yes.
they're spending a certain amount? Or nope.
Gifts with purchase.
Wow.
You know.
And how many people attend Witches Night in any given year?
You know, that is a really, really good question. Because I'm working it, I never really get to see what's going on the outside. I need to send a spy out there to see like what's going on. I know that we have hundreds that walk through the door, but that's just in my store. So it's like if I've got like 100 women in the store, what's every other store have? So
Right.
I'm going to have to look at that and figure out a good amount. I mean, I would say, well, on the Facebook, you know, you can say whether you're coming or going to it. Over 1,218 people say that they're interested in it.
Nice.
So if 1,000 people are interested, even if we got half, that would be pretty cool.
Right.
Right. Holy cow. You know, it's crazy because so often people, you know, still attend but don't click that they're attending.
Yes. And you know, I always judge because we do a gift with purchase and we do coupons and we always do snacks of some sort. And last year we partnered up with Better Made potato chips because, you know, Michigan Better Mades are the best chips. And we did 300 bags of chips. And they don't have to purchase anything to get that. And so I pick up 500 on Tuesday because we ran out.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's the trick-or-treating for women
Oh
style.
my gosh. That's true. That totally makes sense.
Because you really need to go to every store to see what they offer. And sometimes it's just even, you know, entering to win or the first 200 people through the door get this. And we've had entertainment in the past. There's been belly dancers in the past. And the Livingston Lamplighters is a group of singers that come out and they'll sing on the corners. And so, I mean, there's entertainment and shopping and dining.
How cool. Something just really neat and different, and especially Howell does such a good job through the summer. There's all these summer events, but to have a fall event before it gets all cold or anything.
Well, and Howell just had its first Oktoberfest. So, and you know, that was, you know, it's hard to start an event, you know, and it gets bigger and better every year. So I think they did a great job with that. And I know that builds excitement so that next year, it's Oktoberfest. And then, you know, Witches Night, people start asking so early, you know, and we make sure that the date gets out there and the information gets out there because you got to plan. You got to get, and there are women that come so far. We have women coming up from Ohio. That they're meeting. Yes, they're either from Michigan previously or their relatives are in Michigan. So they get up in these huge, you know, clusters of 10 and 15 people, and they're in it for the whole day.
Wow, that is so cool. And that's, you know, one of the reasons we started the podcast kind of is this idea of you get off the freeway and you're coming into downtown Brighton or you're driving into downtown Howell and you're like, why is the road closed down? Or what are all these people in witches costumes? You know, because you didn't know the event was going on. And there's just so many unique events in the county that we just really want to get the word out because, you know, what a fun thing to be able to do, to go downtown, you know, have dinner with your friends and be in costume the whole time.
And I have a funny story about that. There was one of my customers came in. This was weeks after Witches Night, and he told us that he had just moved into Howell, and he's in one of the apartments above the businesses, and he had taken a nap, and he went out to take his garbage out, and it's Witches Night. He had no idea what was happening. So he's just trying to take his garbage out, and then the streets are filled with all these women with their witches costumes and brooms and crazy. And there's even dogs that get dressed up for Witches Night. So they'll bring their dogs out. And he just said, I had no idea what was going on. So I always wonder if people just get off the freeway and like, I'm going to go to dinner. And then they just come into the town and they have no idea what's occurring and what their concept of, I'm just going to leave or I'm going to join in.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. That's certainly quite a surprise.
I think so.
And that's a neat part. So we've been in Livingston County for 20 years ourselves. And, you know, whether it's, you know, an event that we knew about or we didn't, or for all these people that have moved in that we wanted to share, we have such pride in our county and all that it has to offer. That's why it's so much fun to sit down with these business owners, you know, to kind of be able to sort of share in this. So that way everybody, whether it's somebody that is new to the county or somebody that has been here a while, but you know, in terms of, they've seen Witches Night, but they didn't even know what it was about.
Correct.
You know?
And we get customers that come in and they'll say, oh, I'm new to town. And, you know, what other things are there to do? And I almost feel bad for them because I'm like, wait a minute, let me get out I get out paper and a pen and I'm like, okay, you've got concerts at the courthouse. You've got food truck rallies. You've got, Melon Fest, Balloon Fest, and the Witches Night. And they always pause, what's Witches Night? And I have to say, everybody dresses up. It's so you keep going down this list and then I just hand it to them. I'm like, go to the chamber, go to the DDA, and, so you can get your dates locked down for all the things that are going to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're always so excited because they're like, I never knew. And, and they're even happier that they moved to Livingston County because then they've got so many things to look forward to.
Exactly. Things they didn't even realize
were
out there.
No, you gotta know somebody that tells you about it.
Right. And there's so many events that are fun and family friendly. And, we have a high schooler and he's gone down to the concerts at the courthouse.
Yes.
Where he's like, oh, I'm going down there and I'm going to see Billy Joel tribute band.
Yes.
And I'm going to bring friends. I'm like, okay, I know where you are. And it's fun. And it's, so it's a great thing.
I think Howell, one of the things I love about Howell is everybody's really excited to be doing all the different things. They're excited to bring their kids down. They're excited to bring the farmer's market. And, people are just coming in and they'll come in and I'll say, oh, what did you get? And they're like, oh, I got corn and I got, this, and everybody's excited that everything's happening.
Right.
That excitement's contagious. You can't have a bad day when everybody's excited that they get to see a Billy Joel tribute band. And
right. And they do such a good job in terms of just a variety of different, performers. And
you guys have such good shopping downtown too.
Yeah.
We try.
And
I
it's
think
really
it's a real,
come a long way in the last 20 years.
I agree because I think we definitely, I can send people to any store and fulfill some need. Like if I'm not carrying it, I can send them, oh, you want teas? Coco Pelli's has tea. You want jewelry? Silverstone Jewelry. And I can send everybody. It's like, oh, here you go. And if I don't have it, someone will.
Right.
And it's a good mix so that I've noticed that we have ladies that meet up. We're really centrally located from like your east and west. So if you're coming from St. Clair Shores and Lansing, Howell's where they're meeting up. Howell's where, and they'll start with breakfast. Then they'll shop. Then they'll have lunch. Then they'll shop some more. And they have such a good time. And they're catching up and they're connecting with each other, which is the same thing with Witches Night as well. I've noticed, like I said on Facebook, they're talking about, well, I'm going to be this costume. I'm wearing this one. What are you wearing? And so you get to like watch this community of women like really bring their A game of how they want to spend their time with each other. So it's this like community aspect that I never saw until we participated in Witches Night.
Awesome.
You see women having coffee, but nothing's going to compare to women that wear matching costumes and have talked for weeks and months.
Right. Planning. Yeah. Making memories. There are memories in the making.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I had put on the Witches Night Facebook post, I said, tell me your favorite Witches Night memory. And one of the posts, it really made me think because she said, well, my favorite memory is when we went last year and now one of our group is no longer with us. And she goes, but there are memories for that night. Those will last you forever. And then you can say, remember when, this person was with us and we did this. And, I think she's still planning on coming. That way they can make even more memories. Maybe they have a witchy potion drink in honor of this, person that's important in their life,
Absolutely. Yeah, it becomes intertwined in our lives.
I think so. I mean, sometimes we get people that come in and we've done, everybody in town has done different things as far as like, so I speak for myself. Like one year we did a witch's broom decorating contest and that brings out like a competitive spirit.
Yeah.
And it's fun because people are, and the creativity that you see. And I remember I was behind the counter and all of a sudden I look over and there's this woman carrying what looked like a giant tree. It was like she had taken like a dead fallen tree and she had lights on it and all this cool stuff, but it had to be 6 feet above her head, like, and she's going in, and I was like, well, she brought her broom,
Yeah.
and other people are like, oh, mine's little and hers is fantastic, and so I'm like, next year you'll bring a better broom.
Yeah.
Just keeps them going.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, with so many people coming, where do they park?
Parking's fun. Parking's a fun topic sometimes. There are a lot of overflow lots. Okay. And over by the depot, there's a huge, I think there's 2 lots over there. And there's Cleary's Pub. Behind them is a lot. Behind my store is a lot. And then there's more lots even the next block over.
Gotcha.
A lot of people come early to make sure if they need a spot that's close, if walking's going to be an issue and things like that, they'll come early, have dinner early, and then start their witch night.
Because what time does the event begin?
The event starts at 5 and it goes till 9, but you're not really leaving until the last witch says they've had enough. So
you guys all stay open pretty late that night?
Yes. Everybody stays open, but they get tired. That's a lot of walking around and a lot of hanging with friends, and sometimes they'll go back to they have plans. They're going to meet up at so and so's house, leave their cars there. Sometimes they walk up, or they'll bring one car so it's less.
Makes sense.
Less traffic. And then, the night's over and they get back into the car and then they go to the friend's house and have Hocus Pocus movie marathon. And they've got it all plotted and planned. Mm-hmm. I hear a lot of people take off the Friday after.
There you go.
So they've also thought things through.
Right.
Yes. Makes sense, especially if it's a tradition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I was going to ask, I know you've been downtown for what you said, 5 years
5
now,
years,
right?
Yep.
Did you know about Witches Night prior to coming downtown?
No, I didn't. I grew up in Howell, and then we moved to Fowlerville, and then I married a Detroit guy. So I've been moving him slowly west, and as far as I can take him. So I didn't know about that, but we would come downtown for the trick or treating. Because my family still lives here, the trick-or-treating, and when Aria Books did the Harry Potter nights and things, like, we were really big into that. But, Witches Night, we happened to open that night, and it was just a date I put on the calendar as, like, the goal of we can get the store completed and finished, and we're just going to open Witches Night. And I had no idea, no concept of what that was going to look like. Yeah. And I was like, that's as good of a day as any to announce that we're here. But then to see this huge, influx of women and I've seen prosthetic noses.
Wow.
I've seen one lady, that was our first year. She had like one of these cool brocade ball gowns, but she had to go through our door sideways because she couldn't get this ball gown into the door.
Wow.
So it's like, and I didn't know that. I thought just a bunch of women were just going to wear hats. They get curly shoes, like,
my goodness,
Glenda.
Wow.
We have a Glenda the Good Witch coming this year. I've already talked to her. She's a customer of ours, and she's hand making her whole outfit, doing Swarovski crystals.
Wow.
On the headdress, and I'm like, wow,
that is so amazing. And it's it's interesting that you mentioned Aria Books, because I remember them. And it's Howell has such a tradition of having these cool events, because I remember the Harry Potter.
Yes.
They would do the readings down there, and
so cool.
It seemed like hundreds of kids in Harry Potter robes. Downtown.
And it was so much fun. And my nephew was little, and we would go to it, and he was dressed in little Harry Potter robes. And, I think that it's always sad when those kind of things end, but hopefully it evolves into some other way, because, things can't always continue as much as we'd like them to, because they're not in business anymore. But maybe we get a new bookstore, and then they would do some fun things, and I think everybody's creativity, we're always trying to make things bigger and better. Right. I lose a lot of sleep trying to think of how to make Witches Night even bigger and better. Just constant.
Well, good for you, for always wanting to grow, always want to push. that's probably what has helped to make this event such a great one, that for you and all of the other retailers, the hard work they put into it, obviously, really becomes obvious by the number of people that come all out as well.
Well, and I definitely think, there's this evolution of things, because we aren't the only ones that have Witches' Night. Witches' Nights are all over the United States. I even looked it up just to see how many, and I couldn't even, I'm like, oh,
Tons.
This is a lot. Okay. And so you want it to be bigger and better every year and not lose its charm and its fun.
Right.
So when more businesses come in and they're new businesses come in and new restaurants come in, it helps to kind of spread it out. So it's not an overwhelming prospect. Mm-hmm. And, even when, a new restaurant will come in and then you can say, oh, what are they going to do? Oh, for instance, Two Fogs. I was excited because they're doing some kind of witches dinner with a commemorative something, mystery commemorative something. And I'm like, well, I want to know what the mystery commemorative something is. What if it's something I need? Like, I got to close the store and go over. My curiosity. And we do have women that, I've had women call and say, what are you doing? What are you doing this year? And I'm like, you're just going to have to wait, because I can't give away all the secrets, because that's part of the fun, is watching them get really excited about the gift. Or we've done gift baskets that they could enter to win. And people love to have that excitement of, am I going to win? And if their friend wins, they divvy up the gift baskets. It's like, everybody wins.
Yes.
To a certain extent.
Exactly.
Exactly.
How neat. And in terms of some of the gifts before in the past, like what types of things
our first,
have you or other people done?
We did wine glasses, Dragonfly Emporium wine glasses. Our first year, that was a huge, huge hit. And this year we have the coolest witch keychain that's like, it's two-sided, and so it kind of flips, which will be kind of a fun thing. I know that Kathy from Coco Pelli's, she's doing, for the first 200 purchases, they get a witch's eye necklace, and it's like a protective necklace to wear. Nice. So you could come away with a lot of swag.
Wow.
Yeah.
You get down there early and start shopping, right?
You got to start shopping. You have to have a plan.
Right.
You got to make sure you start at one end, finish that block, finish the next block, and kind of like work, because otherwise you'll miss something.
Right. Well, I'm sure there's people that have come down and last year, they ran out of the gift right before I got there, so I need to get there early this year.
Yes. And I to me, honestly, I love that excitement of people, because Halloween's my favorite.
Right.
Absolute fall and Halloween. I'm a fall kid, and I look forward to the sweaters and the food that's all, snuggle down Michigan food. And so soon as it gets like the least bit cool, people say, when's your Halloween coming up? When's your Halloween coming up? And they get so excited. And then it becomes, when's Witches' Night? And how soon can we get going on this?
Right.
Because literally when Witches' Night happens, summer's over.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're done.
Exactly. But that's okay, because
we're ready.
Brings on fall.
We're getting close, and I want to wear blue jeans, and I'm already watching football.
And we had these Witches' Night shirts designed up. And we are selling. We did it last year too. We are selling them to buy pumpkins. And then my family yesterday, and of course it was the hottest day yesterday, we delivered pumpkins up and down Grand River. Because you have to unload the truck. We had 5 crates of pumpkins. You have to unload the truck. Then we're loading them into my sister's car and my dad's truck, and just stopping every couple feet to put pumpkins out, to get people thinking, wow, Howell's really fantastic. Right. They're really bringing, some magic and fun to this event, and it makes it look so nice. So it'll be up for all October. And then as soon as the Fantasy of Lights start to get put out, then they have to go away.
Right. No, it is, because during the winter season and such, I watch for when the light poles start to get decorated.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, it's here.
It's, and there's the little social cues that were, like you said, once I see I don't know what, their little cherry picker trucks that come up and start wrapping. Yep. I'm like, oh, that is happening. We have to get ready,
Right.
This is true, because it made me think of some important events we have coming up. We had Nicole Kelly from Walk to and Alzheimer's. And so the big Alzheimer's walk is on Saturday, the 24th. There's a Welcome to Livingston walk group. So anybody out there listening, come out and join us. It'd be great to have you. And then the Rocksteady boxing people did want us to make sure to mention that their Pints for Parkinson's is coming up on Monday, September the 26th from 5:30 to 8 o'clock over at Eternity Brewing, who we just had on the podcast as well. So that's a great fundraiser for them as well, too. There's so many fun things to do around town and to get involved in great causes, too. And
yes,
make sure to reach out and mention those.
Yeah, you shouldn't have an empty day. There's something going on.
There's always something going on.
And your weekends should be packed and filled with awesomeness like that and supporting your community.
Yep.
Right. So that makes me want to ask you then, Kelly, what's your favorite thing about Livingston?
I lived on the east side for 10 years and nothing disparaging against them, but there is just something really amazing about working within your community. And, I've seen teachers from when I was in high school. I've seen high school friends that I only see on Facebook. So it's the fact that even during COVID and things were shut down, customers will reach out to you and ask you, like, what can I do to help? Can I buy gift cards? Can I do stuff? So for me, like Livingston County, yes, we have all these wonderful events, but if it weren't for the people that made it amazing and so supportive, like my customers have become family and friends. And I can't say enough about that. And, because otherwise it wouldn't be fun to do at all.
Right.
It'd be less of a job and more of my community job of just loving work,
Exactly. Our community is just really something special, and we just love being here and love always asking everybody because, there's so many different things that people do list out, but especially in terms of a lot of the retailers and vendors and so forth, it's been interesting to hear just how supportive the community
I think
was.
I mean, we started our second year when COVID hit. And, it's a new business and you're thinking yourself, oh, how can I survive this? And we did. And 100% because of the customers and their support. And, I don't know of a community where, I had these hydrangeas, I cut them and brought them in for you. Or I made these cake pops, I thought your daughters would like them. It's like those little details where you're like, I'm not going to get this in another community. I'm not going to get this. No one's going to go out of their way to stop and bring you something just to make you happy.
Right.
It's Livingston County.
People are just special.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, we love it.
I know. I can't complain.
Yeah. Now, are there any other things about the Witches' Night event that we wanted to make sure to cover? Anything you want to make sure to mention that we haven't discussed yet?
I definitely wear something fun. You'll be sad if you don't. If you're just gonna wear black and because you don't want to look out of place because you're wearing a costume, you'll look out of place because you're not wearing a costume.
Okay. Everybody dresses up.
Everybody dresses up. Even if you wear all black and wear a cool witch pin, just add a little zhuzh to your costume because it'll make you have more fun.
Right.
And make sure you hit every shop because it's almost impossible. I counted, there's over 30 participating businesses and restaurants. So it's definitely worth stopping at everything because I can't even tell you how much stuff there is to do.
Yeah. Sounds like so much fun.
So, and what's the date and time again?
It's Thursday, September 29th from 5 to 9.
Well, and if someone wanted to find out more information or wanted to jump on that Facebook and say, I'm going and this is what I'm wearing, where do they find that?
You need to go to Facebook and do Witches' Night Howell. And it's it's a really obvious little blurb on there that gets you your information. If they wanted to, they can, contact us at Dragonfly Emporium and I can field any questions. I've been fielding questions about, can I bring my dog?
What's the answer to that?
Well, my answer is normally dogs are generally very welcome in Howell. I said there's a lot of people, and I don't know if that would stress your dog out. If it's a service animal, I don't know if that's a necessary thing. I told her to come early. I said, come early because there's certain busier times. Like when you come early, you're still going to have the same fun and vibe, and you can bring your animal, especially a service animal. That way you aren't missing out on something. And she appreciated that, because that would stress people. There's sometimes where you're walking and there's too many people, and the dogs are right at step-on level, and you'd hate to have them be stressed.
That's a fair point.
Right.
Same thing with children too.
Yeah, this is true. Small children, and
it's
a family-friendly event, though.
It is what I would consider an adult event.
Okay.
Just because I don't think, a lot of women want to come out and just have a night off from their little gremlins and goblins. So the ladies' night aspect of it is definitely there. I do get a lot of grandmas that will bring their witches in early. Like I'm 3:00, that's fine. You know what? Then they're participating. They get all the goodies, at least from our store. Because I can't. A little girl comes in dressed up as like a witch. She's gonna get some. She's gonna get some little treat from us. And some level of coupons for next time they visit or whatever.
Getting into the spirit.
Oh yeah. You gotta teach them
spirit.
You gotta teach them early on how to navigate Howell's Witches Night.
That's right. Yeah. And any opportunity you have to wear your costume.
Well, that's to be honest. There are women that invest a lot of money in this. I think if you could wear it a couple times to really, get, and especially and little kids, that they're gonna want to wear it 2 and 3 times before October.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. To the grocery store.
Very cool.
Fine.
Yeah, but that's okay because those doggone costumes cost so much.
Exactly.
As a parent, they're going to grow out of it by next year, so you may as well get.
We had a little girl dressed as a fairy princess because she bought her costume early, and her mom was like, "I'm letting her wear it. I know it's Sunday. I know we're just shopping the farmer's market, but she looks really cute." And she was twirling and because she felt beautiful, and she was, look at my outfit.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we probably will see her every Sunday at the farmer's market twirling around in a little pretty blue sparkle dress.
Awesome.
Yeah. That
Very
sounds
cool.
awesome. So cool. Very fun. Very fun.
Yeah, well, we wanted to thank you so much for coming today. I
appreciate
learned a ton about it.
Thank you.
So last question. Do guys come down there too?
Yes.
Or do we have warlocks as well?
We have warlocks, and in fact, we had this guy come, and he had a steampunk witch hat, which was really cool because it was just, I'd never seen anything like it. It had gears on it and it had goggles on the witch's hat, so he definitely made his own.
Very cool.
And I appreciate that. Yeah, everybody's welcome.
Awesome.
Sounds great. Well, we appreciate you taking the time,
thank
Kelly.
you for having me.
Hope all of our listeners have a chance to make it down to this fun event and to check it all out.
I hope they do. They'll have a blast.
Yes. So everyone out there, check out our podcast anywhere you find podcasts. Share it. You can find it on Apple, Spotify. Just go to welcometolivingston.com, and it is right there as well. Please like and subscribe. Yeah, and make sure to come out to Witches Night. And if you can't make it that night, come down and check out downtown Howell. There is so much fun stuff always going on, and I could talk all day about the different restaurants and shops.
Yeah, we try to have them on the show, and it's just a lot of fun. And this is such a special event.
Yes.
It'll be really fun.
So thank you so much, and welcome
to Livingston.